He was truly one of the world's greatest martial arts artists. Tonight, Rick Kron begins a series of special reports focusing on Bruce Lee and how the legend still lives.
Years after his death, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, has come to Hollywood. And Hollywood has come out to watch. But behind the glitz and the glamour lies a spirit of sadness, not just because Bruce died at the early age of 32, but because of the recent death of his only son, Brandon.
Film is such a wonderful tribute to our family life that I feel that it's a tribute to Bruce as a father and Brandon as a son.
He just inspires me very much because he was so very much alive, just as my father was, lived every moment of his life, was so dedicated to his dreams and his beliefs, and if I can take that from him, I will be a better person.
The same day of the Hollywood premiere, the Lee family had gathered to help unveil Bruce's star on the Walk of Fame.
We proudly welcome to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Bruce Lee.
For his legions of fans, Bruce was more than just a martial artist.
Being an Asian American, he was going through a lot of things that, a lot of racial prejudice from what I understand when he was growing up, and being a Mexican American myself, I understand that. So, you know, he gave a lot of strength, inner strength, and a never give up type of attitude.
He created an entire genre of movies. You know, after that, Hong Kong endlessly tried to duplicate him with Bruce Lee, Conan Lee, Dragon Lee, and it went on and on and on. Never worked. You know, nobody can duplicate him.
While the ceremony celebrated Bruce's life, the memory of Brandon's death on the set of the movie The Crow cast a pall on the unveiling.
This must never happen again. And so I am calling for a positive call for action to the film community to take measures that the safety precautions that they have on their film sets will never lead to this series of negligent acts that took the life of my son.
But was Brandon's death accidental? On Sunday, we'll hear from a stunt coordinator who was on the set the night he died. In Hollywood, Rick Kwan, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
The best and the brightest.
A few weeks ago, there were inevitable comparisons between his life and death and that of his father, movie star and martial artist Bruce Lee. Rick Kwan joins us now with a part 2 of his special report on Brandon Lee. Rick.
Well, Barbara, just like his father, Brandon Lee died young, died just when his career was starting to take off. Because of that and other circumstances, some people believe his death was not accidental. Recently, I had a chance to talk to some of those who knew the 28-year-old actor best, including a man who was on the set the night he died. When Brandon Lee was promoting his most recent movie, Rapid Fire, he told me the most important lesson he learned from his father was the value of time.
I really feel a very palpable sense of time going by often, you know, and I think my father actually said once that it was the most valuable commodity that a man had was time.
But his time would soon run out. Engaged to be married in April, Brandon died on March 31st after being shot while filming The Crow, a movie which had reportedly been plagued by mishaps. During the autopsy, a .44 caliber bullet was removed from Brandon's body.
I used to teach policemen. We know exactly how many bullets there is. We always check the chamber, make sure there's no bullet inside. That is considered accident. I don't believe it.
There are reports the tip of a dummy bullet had become lodged in the prop gun. Jeff Imada was there that fateful night.
I went up to him and thought he was joking around as usual, but it was evident that he wasn't. So it was a very bad accident. Yeah, it's like a bad dream. I just still can't see how it really could have happened. Can't see how people could say, oh, there was a hit on the set and, you know, all this kind of stuff, and there was foul play involved. I mean, I was there. I know, you know, there was no sniper or anything like that was shooting or anything like that. So
an eerie parallel could be found in his father's last film, Game of Death. In that movie, Bruce was shot by a real bullet while filming a scene on the set. There have been rumors Brandon was obsessed with death, that he enjoyed visiting cemeteries, often going to his father's gravesite. It is true Brandon once owned a hearse, but did he believe he would die young like his father?
He never, ever mentioned that to me. And it's sort of annoying, some of the things that you read in the tabloids, like, you know, that he wanted to die young and things like that. It's from what I've known of Brandon, he loved life. He loved life, and he lived it, you know, to its fullest, and that's one of the things I loved about him, you know, his zest for life. And he never, ever spoke about, you know, to me anyway, about dying young.
For a family to lose two members so tragically, there has even been talk of a curse. Tomorrow night, we'll examine the death of the dragon, Bruce Lee. We should add Brandon's last movie, The Crow, will be completed. It still needs 2 more scenes to be shot, but the movie studio believes a stunt double can take Brandon's place without compromising the film. I'll be back with sports right after this.
Death of martial arts star Bruce Lee.
My last name is Lee, Bruce Lee. I was born in San Francisco in 1940. I'm 24 right now.
2 decades after his death, the legend of Bruce Lee continues to grow. This week, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, remained near the top at the movie box office. Tonight, in the final part of his series on Lee, Rick Kwan examines the mystery surrounding his death.
More than 25,000 people attended Bruce Lee's funeral in 1973. Officially, the cause of death was swelling of the brain, brought on by an extreme reaction to a painkiller.
After many, many years of research, there is no mystery and there is no evil plot. I think it's that people cannot stand to have a culture hero cut down in the prime of life without explaining or creating a myth around his death.
Bruce used to live in the San Francisco Chinatown apartment. His good friend John Yee says Bruce often complained of severe headaches and may have died of a drug overdose.
When we were young, we always work out hard, you know, and then the blood going up with, and then when the medication and decreasing the artery, something got to give.
But rumors die hard, and now they have been given new life by the death of his son, Brandon. Robert Lee is writing a book which says his brother Bruce was murdered. He refused to talk with us until the book is published.
My last name is Lee, Bruce Lee. I was born in San Francisco in 1940. I'm 24 right now.
Another person who believed Bruce was killed was his good friend, the late Ed Parker.
My dad had a different opinion than I do. He personally felt that you know, there was a possible mafia connection or Chinese syndicate problems.
One of the things we do not do is teach our secrets to whites, blacks. They are the enemy. They are not the enemy. They just don't know us.
Bruce's widow does not believe he was murdered.
Something was trying to drag him down and away from life.
All the questions surrounding Bruce's death may never be put to rest, but he did try to provide some answers for the living.
One of his favorite quotes was, "Knowing is not enough. We must apply." He respected tradition, however, he was not bound by tradition, and in doing that, he inspired others to search for and find their own potential in life.
Having lost her husband and now her son, Linda Lee is often asked about the way they died. She prefers to dwell on the way they lived. In Hollywood, Rick Kwan, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.